Hello everyone, this is Alan from MysteryMTG.com and Mystery Cards and Games. And it's 3 a.m., it's really cold outside. I have a little bit of milk with me, and excuse me as I take a sip from my Nectar of Life. Right on the spot. I want to talk about a couple of really important things today, and one of those is Card Shop Live. I've made posts about this, and they just don't gain much traction. I don't think people care anymore. I don't think people care about much anymore, actually. A lot of the bravery towards corporations that are doing really shitty things has faltered, if it doesn't mean you're getting internet popularity through your action. But I want to make a last stand here, not just for myself, but for all stores. I know MysteryMTG.com has had a very ambitious run, and we've done some incredible stuff. Mystery Cards and Games has been an immense and great brick and mortar, and MysteryMTG.com has serviced thousands of individuals, and we've shipped out 30-something thousand orders across all channels. Great. It's not like TCG Player where it's a bunch of 1-cent cards or 10-cent cards. These are $30 to $250 crates, up to even $1,200 crates like the Eternal God crate. So hitting that number was really cool. And you guys have been such an amazing community. I know a lot of you by your first names. I know a lot of you just through our streams and having conversations together. I want to talk about Card Shop Live as the final stand. TCG Player, aka eBay, aka Channel Fireball, aka Card Shop Live, is competing against its own sellers in the marketplace. If you are to search up the address, it's a big warehouse. They do have a smaller LGS that isn't advertised and isn't very popular. It's not a huge investment on their behalf, and apparently it's two separate entities, so I'm not going to be grouping them in. I'm going to be talking about Card Shop Live as its own entity owned by Channel Fireball. And I just want to say that TCG Player allowing their own entity to be able to list product against sellers that pay 9 to 13% to them is insane. It should not be allowed. This is a huge conflict of interest. If you own the marketplace, maintain that marketplace, and you're already making an insane amount of money. In fact, you're making so much money that your company sells for $155 million. You're doing very well for yourself. So now you have Card Shop Live, which is Channel Fireball, which is TCG Player, which is eBay, listing product at distribution cost. And what do I mean when I say distribution cost? I mean at the exact dollar you are buying the product, filled with a bunch of promos too, by the way. It's not just the actual product. Filled with a bunch of promos, you are buying the box at the exact same price that we, the store owners who have to build a brick and mortar that are paying $12,000 a month for their locations, for their employees, what we pay for it. I looked at it the other day, and it's not true of all product. They're all very close, though. In fact, if you don't have a brick and mortar and you're just buying through Card Shop Live, you'll probably net a better margin than game stores, on the assumption you can resell it at market price or anywhere near market price. You're getting the boxes at the same price as us. A lot of store owners have made videos about this. A lot of those videos have been privated. I think they might have been called out or reached out to, which is scary. A lot of censorship apparently happening, cards and all. The YouTube channel run by a game store owner had a really good video, really in-depth video, and he privated it. Why would you private it? It doesn't make sense unless you were reached out to. And he's a fairly big TCG Player seller. We have a TCG Player seller account. We sell through TCG Player. I could give a rat's ass if it's deactivated. I have the CEO, Chad, on LinkedIn. Former CEO, I guess. Things are changing. Their existence has impacted a TCG like Flesh and Blood very heavily. Flesh and Blood, as far as I know and from what I've read, almost died because of Card Shop Live, because they were doing the same thing. Channel Fireball had a bunch of stock from Flesh and Blood that they were getting below distribution costs at a very cheap rate, and they would dump it on the market. And so when a booster box would go up to a certain price, they would dump the market. They would come out selling their stock, and the rest of the individuals who bought back in the day for Flesh and Blood, it was very investor heavy CCG, not really a playable card game. It was mostly just collectible card game. A lot of people got really, really hurt by that. And nowadays, investing in Flesh and Blood just doesn't seem like a very good idea for most people, including the former whales. That was Channel Fireball. That was Card Shop Live. That was now, because they've been acquired, eBay and TCG Player, all included into one bundle. It's very confusing to talk about. But importantly, they're doing the same thing for Magic. It was pretty shocking to see a box that we get at our price, that we pay and have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for Magic product, and you're paying the same price for the product that I'm buying. Except I have to pay $12,000 a month for, actually $16,000 a month for a retail space, multiple employees, and I have to host events. I have to do all these things and train new players, or not train, but get new players into the game. Do all these things, and I look online, and people are getting the product that I get for a cheaper price. Doesn't seem like a very good way to do things. Oh, man, I'm tired. And the people who are selling this product don't give a fuck. They're putting Soul Ring promos that they've been throwing into random shit for the past 3 years out. And this is something that they have in overstock because during COVID they weren't able to host their conventions. And they created these fest boxes. They didn't sell enough, and now they have a ton of these promos still left, so they keep using them. These Soul Ring promos are in everything. Just get them out. Get people to buy whatever we want them to buy with these promos. Because they're going to be thrown away anyway. For CFB, this is not even a cost. It's just to lock in that sale and to lock it in at the best price for them to move as much as they can before anyone else comes to anyone else. Before they come to us, they'll come to Card Shop Live, to CFB. So the game is getting hit on that front. It's getting hit by a PR nightmare, and stores are closing left and right. A lot of our really great partners that were amazing, and it felt like the ecosystem was really good. It was really good in 2019, 2020, leading into COVID. A lot of things have started to crumble. The market is weakening. The game is not weakening. There are newer players. There are a lot of players, and they're all getting screwed. They're coming to my store with resealed Amazon boxes, and they're like, "Hey, is this how this should look?" No, you got scammed. Oh man! And also, don't bring that to my store. Oh well, it's Amazon. It's the official Wizards distributor. No, that's not how that works. I don't know. I don't even want to attempt to tell people that you should come to your local game store and buy product anymore, because we're actually pricing below Amazon, and sometimes we even price below TCG Market, which is pretty crazy. People still don't really buy from us, not because of marketing, not because they think that they can get a better deal elsewhere. It's because Amazon has these little tactics like the pre-order guarantee, etc., etc., which is really hard to implement as a store. So I think Mystery MTG has had an insanely good run, and I refuse to give up on it now, but it's getting towards the end. It's like you're driving down the highway, and there's a little sign saying you're going to crash here. And you're like, well, I'm not gonna stop. I mean, you got to keep going. You just got to hope you don't crash. You're fairly certain you probably are going to crash if you believe what the sign is saying. The sign is saying you're going to crash. Doesn't seem like we're getting much help on anyone's front. Distributors have not been good. None of them. They don't really help us out. They're very predatory. Sometimes they even bait and switch, which is illegal. I try not to cause a shit show, because once a distributor cuts you off and they no longer want to give you good allocations, then you're fucked. Wizards has been okay to deal with. I don't really have much communication with them anymore. Mystery MTG is a fairly large store. We do a lot of sales. We just don't really have a communication point with them, whereas we used to. We used to talk to them quite a bit. Nowadays, not as much. Yeah, man. I don't know. Talking about Mystery MTG now, because Card Shop Live is not going to get handled. You're going to hear my warnings. You're going to think this is a situation. You're going to look into it maybe, and then you're going to go to sleep and you're going to forget about it. That's just what most humans do. talking about Mystery MTG, a lot of people are losing their passion for the game, and especially what happened with D&D feels like that's pushing people out of it. Not necessarily customers, mostly partners and employees, which that is what it is. People come and go. I have no real feelings about that, unless you are working creatively and we're building an expanding business together. If you're hosting tournaments and pricing cards, etc., and you feel like you no longer want to do this anymore because the company sucks, Mystery MTG sucks, whatever it is, you're just tired of it, of TCGs. You want to go work in retail, you want to go work in nursing, whatever. That's a lot of people right now. A lot of people just don't really want to be working at card game stores, and the people who do don't. They think they want to, but they don't. It's not a very glamorous life, nor is it a very profitable life, and eventually it's something that most people move on from, except for those who are grandfathered in, who started their game stores way before and have a very strong community that will pay huge premiums on stuff like D&D items that will keep the store up and running. Magic products, unfortunately, they bring people in through the door. They do not keep the doors open. So Mystery MTG has the question poised: does it deserve to exist in 2023? Does a company that, honestly, we have really good ratings and we've had a really good run. I think we've had some of the least negativity for any company that's ever attempted to do what we do. But at the same time, it's like, does this product need to exist anymore? A lot of people don't even really fully understand it anymore, which is surprising, right? You're like, oh, this used to be a very common theme of these random mystery crates for MTG. Guaranteed transparency. You kind of know what you're going to get. You can see the product lists. Nowadays, a lot of people are just like, well, they buy it and they're like, I don't, what am I getting? Like, well, did you read the product description? It's in the product description. People just don't want to be doing that anymore. So, Mystery MTG, the only thing keeping it alive now is I know so many of you still enjoy the service. We have people who are subscribed, dude, for 18 months plus. 18 months plus subscribed to the service. If I were to cancel it now and just say goodbye, I would feel forever, probably until I die, very regretful and very guilty that I built an amazing community of people that I care about and have had amazing streams with, the Spice Arenas, and then one day I decided not to do it anymore and I said goodbye. I feel like that would be really rude and disrespectful for the people who put so much money and so much time and so much effort into our business as a community member. But at the end of the day, I urge anyone watching this to understand that your LGS, including our LGS, our store, is probably on the brink of major changes in what they're doing or on the brink of collapse. A lot of our partner stores are gone. These are stores that I would have never assumed would go away. In fact, a lot of the competitors that we had for our physical game store are gone or no longer carry Magic. If we get a couple new ones sprouting up, they won't last. They're not going to last unless their business is completely different than just Magic the Gathering. So, I think our tombstone, from what I think has been, I don't even know how you would say it, the date has been written in as to when we will probably stop operations. I am going to keep it going by myself. There's no one else really on my side right now for the business. It's just people ask for a lot of money. I don't know what they expect. The business is not huge. It's a small business. It's a game store. A lot of people don't fully understand the potential of it, and I just can't do it alone. And unfortunately, that's where it is. Everyone else that started with me is gone, and those who kind of stuck around after the OGL and after the Wizards' disappointment have left now, or on the way out, or no longer want to deal with it, or want to be doing other things like Flesh and Blood. But I'll be honest with you guys, I've been playing Magic for over a decade, I would say now, on and off, and I don't think I want to play any other TCG. And I don't think I want to be running a game store that is focused on any other TCG. If you come into Mystery Cards and Games, the entire wall is Magic product. And I would rather shut it down than do it any other way. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. So if MTG starts to go away, and even if it's not going away, but it's no longer profitable enough or sustainable enough as a store owner, then we go away too. And I know a lot of that is going to suck, and it's going to be like, damn, dude, we've been together for so long, and I agree that does kind of suck. But all good things must come to an end. And with that, I take a sip of my milky milk, and we will enjoy the final ride together. I will increase the amount of vintage packs we throw into 3-pack, 6-pack, and 9-pack premiums. I'll increase the amount of vintage boxes we throw into the monthly booster box crates, and I'll also increase the amount of promos we give away. We're gonna just go out on a rainbow trolley when I'm currently I'm on a trip, but when I'm back in the States, I will do what I can to make it an explosive and fun transition into the end. If that happens. If it doesn't happen, then we will continue on, but I will be redoing the numbers to where we're getting a lot more value out, just to kind of put things on a very good note before the Reaper comes calling. So I will see you guys next time. Sorry if that's a little too pessimistic. I'm just having a real conversation with you right now. Alan from MysteryMTG.com. I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Be safe. It's a little bit cold outside. I don't know where you're at, but wear a jacket and a blanket. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.